Hey guys, welcome to Greg's Beer Reviews today. It's Beer 30. Let's go take a walk, see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Greg's Beer Reviews today. This should be a treat. This is Big Sky Brewings. This is their Ivan the Terrible Imperial Stout. Uh, this is a big one that's coming in at 9.5%, and IBUs on this is 39. And what's unique about this bottle, it looks like it's a typical brown bottle, but from the ring here underneath the neck here, right underneath where the pooched out part is, right below the cap, from there all the way down around the bottom, it's got a black heat shrunk wrapper on it, and then they put a paper label on top of that. So that keeps all of the light out. Brown bottles do a good job of this, but if this is an IPA, this would be the way to do it. I mean, you're keeping 100% of the light off of this beer by putting this black wrapper on there. So, very nice. A lot of the guys that do IPAs, this may be a hint here. What you can do is get this heat shrunk wrapper on there, which keeps all the light off your IPAs, keep them from skunking up and going bad. So, very nice label. Got a Russian-looking dude there with a beard and a mustache and a bald head. Very Russian-esque, if you will. Big Sky Brewery, I have had, when I went on my California trip, I had their Moose Drool, which was a decent beer. It wasn't outstanding or nothing to write home about, but it was a decent beer. Paris sent me this, the Ivan the Terrible Imperial Stout. Not had this or not seen this. Of course, Big Sky does not send their beers here to this part of Virginia now. They may be available in Northern Virginia and some of the bigger cities like New York or Philadelphia, but at the beer stores around here, there is no Big Sky Brewing beer. So, Paris, thanks again, brother, for sending me this one. You always send me some awesome beers, my brother. You're Class A act in my book, brother. Let's get on with this one here, guys. I told you the ABV and the IBUs. There is no date on the bottle, which is not going to be a big major deal on an Imperial Stout at 9.5%. Right here in the corner of the label, it's got 2014. That's all the information you need for a beer in this class, a stout, with this much ABV. So, right there on the label, printed right on the label, 2014. Imperial Stout, 9.5%. That's all we need. That's all we need. Thumbs up to those guys for printing it on the label. That is the best way, in my opinion. That's the way I love to see these type of beers printed. Don't need the month. Don't need the day. Just put the year on 9.5% Imperial Stout. That's all I ask. And they delivered. And they delivered. So, big two thumbs up to Big Sky Brewing for doing this on this beer. Commercial description says this is for 12-ounce bottles only, so I don't know how many other ways they package this beer, whether it's in bombers or I'm sure they do kegs at their local restaurants and brew pubs and all that kind of stuff. So this is a 12-ounce bottle, so this commercial description does go for this. Big Sky Brewing's Ivan the Terrible Imperial Stout is brewed according to the traditional style using English hops and the finest American malt. Its aroma and flavor balance well between esters of dried fruit and roasted cocoa with a slight bourbon presence. So they didn't use American hops, they used European hops on this, which is the way this type of beer, the Russian Imperial Stouts, were done, and they were done for the czars of Russia, and back then it was the elite only. The peasants and the ordinary people could not get their hands on these beers. It was brewed for the royalty, if you will, or the rulers back then, and they wanted to keep it all for themselves. Basically, that's how that worked out, and they weren't available to the ordinary people, such as us people. Of course, I don't live in Russia, and now that that revolution has come and gone, these beers are enjoyed by everybody around the world, which is a good thing for us. Alright guys, so without further ado, we'll go over to the food pairings. And the food pairings, since this is a stout, it goes well with your chocolate dishes, that's what they always say. It's a good after dinner drink, or a beer to have with a stronger dish. You wouldn't want to have this with a very light dish, pasta or salads or something that's just going to overpower everything. The beer can be cellared for long periods. 9.5%. This beer is going to keep for years and years and years, guys. They just sell it correctly. So, and with this covering on the bottle, I mean, you could actually stick this in the closet. As long as you're not keeping it down in the furnace room where it's 100 degrees, this beer is going to keep. I mean, 50 to 70 degrees, this beer is going to keep for 10, 15, maybe even longer. So, with that being said, the glassware, the pint becker, non tumbler snifter. I got my favorite glass here. I call it my Parish Tulip, but it is a Sauvin, S-A-U-V-I-N beer glass. It has become my favorite glass. It really has. And that is all we got to talk about on this one, so let's stop talking and start pouring and drinking. And while I'm doing it, not a big hiss on this one. Well, I'm getting ready to do this. I'm about a week ahead on the beer reviews, guys. A lot of times I'll do one the night before, but a lot of times I'll have time to do several. And over several weeks' time, I'll accumulate those beer reviews. And I'm about a week ahead right now on beer reviews. As of right now, I have 2 openers left. I have a dark blue one, and I have a gray one. By the time you see this, they may be gone, but I'm going to check this out. If you're still wanting one, these 2 are available, and if they've gone by then, I will have reordered the next batch. So anybody that wants an opener, just let me know. And like I said in the video the other day, I've ordered some more t-shirts, and I've actually ordered some black ones too to go along with these to see how they go over. I know some of my subs said they want some darker shirts because they're a little sloppy evidently like me, and they end up pouring this shit down the front of their shirt and all that kind of stuff. Plus these white shirts will yellow over time. I've had that happen even on the new shirts. If you don't keep them boxed up, they will yellow a little bit. So, and after you wear them 4, 5, 10, 15, 20 times and they've been washed, they're not quite as white and bright. So I don't wear a lot of black shirts in the summertime. I've been a biker most of my life, well over 30 years, and I've got drawers full of black biker Harley Davidson t-shirts that I only wear in the wintertime. In the summertime, I do not want to wear a black t-shirt when it's 100 degrees outside. So basically, I go for the lighter colors in the summer, and I'll wear some of the darker colors in the winter. So I'm going to get some black t-shirts in here. And you guys that want the darker colors, so either don't show stains or you're into black or whatever, as soon as I get those, I'll do a beer review on the beer review, t-shirt video on those. So let's pour it. Stop talking. Stop flapping. I'm going to go down the center on this one, guys. See what we get. Straight down the center on this one. That pour gives us about a finger of head. Isn't that a good looking beer? Isn't that a good looking beer glass? I've had a lot of people ask me, where can I get this glass? What kind of glass is it? What's the deal with this? It is available. Just type in Sauvin Beer Glass, S-A-U-V-I-N. It'll take you to the website where you can purchase it. It is a pricey glass. This glass is about $35. So very expensive glass. Very thick. Very heavy glass. Built to last. Not like some of the others, like the Road glass and some of the Dogfish glasses. They're paper thin. They look like they'll break if you look at them. So I don't like using those. I like to add them to the collection back here, but I don't like reusing them day after day because all it takes is a click and it's broke and it's gone. So, over to the light, there is none. It is pitch black, like an Imperial Stout should be, guys. That's the way I like it. Looks good in the glass. The head is dissipating quick. We're down to about a half a finger of head. It's an off-white head, very creamy on top, khaki colored. Let's get a nose on this and see what we got. Ooh, that smells so good. Oh man, that smells wonderful. I'm getting cocoa. I'm getting coffee. I'm getting hints of some dark fruit. He made some licorice or even some tobacco in there. Good candidate for a cigar. Maybe a little thicker, heavier cigar. Nice with a full-bodied, maybe like maybe a Drew Estates Mosey weighs a ton, or maybe a Davidoff, or even Punch's Bare Knuckle cigar. That Bare Knuckle cigar is becoming one of my favorites. It's a nice, tasty cigar. Very sweet smell on this. I believe they smells like they've used lactose in this. They may not have, but it smells like it to me. Very sweet nose on it. So let's give it a taste and see what we got. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Parrish, my brother. Cheers to everybody out there. I appreciate everybody watching. Cheers. Just a hint of the alcohol in this. Not much. No burning or anything like that on the throat. Bittersweet chocolate. Some coffee. Rich roasted malt. Maybe a hint of some licorice in there, and like I said, some tobacco. Smells sweeter than it tastes. The taste is really not that sweet. Nice balance of the hops and the malt on this one. And they've used the European hops on this. I'm not sure, it doesn't say what they've used, but something that's not going to be your in-your-face hops like the American hops are, with the pine and the grapefruit and all that stuff. Very subdued, but just enough to balance the beer out. Just a slight hint of that 9.9% alcohol on this one. So, very tasty, guys. Let me take it back and let her give it a taste or two and see what she thinks of it, and sip on it here for about 30 minutes or so. Maybe even puff on a cigar, and we'll come back and we'll do the final chug on this one. Right tasty to me. I'm liking this. Hi guys, I'm back. Been sipping on this probably around an hour now. It's up to room temperature. Very nice nose on this. I'm getting the bittersweet chocolate, the coffee, some dark fruit. Very, very tasty beer. Final chug. That's very delicious. Very, very delicious. Got the year on here. 9.5% alcohol on this one. Very tasty, guys. I mean, got all the information you need on there. The ABV and the year it was bottled on. Imperial Stout, 9.5%. I enjoyed this one thoroughly. I mean, don't think it's quite to the 10, but it's kicking on the door. So I'm gonna give it to 9 out of 10 on this one. Date on the bottle, that's what we were looking for. At least a year, and that's all we need for this style of beer, especially the ABV of being this size. So let's go over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says 88, which is in their very good range. I think it's a tad better than that. If I was putting a numeric rating on this one, it would probably be a 96 or a 97. I mean, it's that tasty. So enjoyed this one very much. And over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer says overall 97. That's about where I would put it, 96 or a 97. And 65 in the style. So those style numbers don't mean a lot. I mean, you go by the overall rating on the site, and what they say is 97, and I agree with that. Yeah, I would wholeheartedly agree with that. So very tasty beer from the Big Sky Brewing, and they're out of Missoula, Montana. Big Sky country out there. Very, very beautiful countryside out there. And you're riding down the road on a motorcycle, it looks like the sky does this. It goes from as far as you can see this way, as far as you can see this way, all the way around. Beautiful countryside out there. I enjoyed riding my motorcycle out there in Montana. So, very, very, very nice. Matches this beer very well. Very, very nice beer. So, that's where I'm going to leave this one, guys. If you've had Ivan the Terrible Imperial Stout from Big Sky Brewing, let me know what you think, guys. And come on back tomorrow. We're going to take that walk and see what's in the fridge. See you then.